All right, we're here to do some research. I just realized I probably should have gone to Scotland Yard first in case anyone else told me some information I needed to look up, but too late. Ooh, a letter for me. Sensation, an exotic method of murder. The arsenal of our present-day criminals may soon be refilled with poisonous plants. Oh, this is a an article about the last case. Well, that's true. I did solve that case. Okay, let's see. Newspapers, no. Research. And it was Grecian, is that what they said? So, chemistry, poisons, wounds, criminalistics, martial arts, marks and symbols. I don't think it no. Oh. Am I in the right area then? Religious symbols?
That is not the one I need. That is not the one. That is not the one. That is not the one. That is not.
Oh, nice, nice. Encyclopedias, here's what we want. Art and architecture, science, technology, history, medicine, botany. I think it's history. History, Greek.
That is not the one I need.
Roman?
That is not the one I need.
Oops. No. Art and architecture. Early Aurelia?
That is not the one I
Darn it.
need.
Economic science, technology, medicine, botany. Hellenistic treasures stolen. There we go. He said Hellenistic.
That is not the one I need.
Oh, what? So it's got to be under my encyclopedias, right? British architects, antique art. Oh, there we go. These beautiful antique jewels represent a part of the Hellenistic treasures collection. Depicted are the 5 heads of mountain rams upon a bracelet, necklace, and ring, each made of pure gold. The 5 rams of Mytilene have been missing from the museum since 1885.
Here it is. I need to continue my research in my archives.
Yeah. Use article about antiques. This is the newspapers. Now we want to look at the Hellenistic ones. Here we are. See, I was on the right track. The Hellenistic treasures were stolen yesterday evening while being transported by cab on their way from the British Museum to the Glassford Fine Art Exhibition. Pawnshop owner Kenneth Butler contacted Scotland Yard that night and provided information regarding a gentleman who attempted to sell him a collection of historical art at his pawnshop in Church Street. The police have since captured the described man, a professional thief by the name of Vincent Foley, who'd been in the process of escaping London via the port. He was recognized by the surviving driver of the cab that had transported the collection of Hellenistic treasures. Vincent Foley refused to confess as to where the remainder of the treasures were hidden. He was eventually imprisoned. The lost treasures are still to be found.
Here it is.
Well, I found one of them.
One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Alrighty, let's go to the pawn shop as we go deeper into the case. Okay, we'll see you guys there. Alright, welcome. Let's check out the pawn shop here. This alley looks safe. Is this the, sir? Sir, can you tell me where the, no? Alright. Good luck with your barrel, sir. No? Sir? Ooh, there's someone in there. Hello? Hello? You guys? Oh, here it is. Pawn shop. Maybe the one with the sign that says pawn shop, Ed. Maybe it's that one.
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
Oh, I forgot I had a key. Thank you, game. Perfectly. Oops. Okay, what do we got? Clocks and teapots and bags and luggage and climbing equipment?
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
Of all those things that are there to see, that's funny that that's what sticks out. Okay, we gotta go back later with another clue. So that question mark means we're not done investigating that part. Coats and jackets and... Whoops. Open counter door. Let's examine these shelves. See what sticks out for no reason.
A flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor.
Boy, Sherlock hates sailors. I feel like in every case he's been like, it was a dirty sailor who did this. Wait, object of interest. Are there more things to look at? Sherlock? Nope, I just gotta come back with more clues. Alright. Okay. Check out this counter here. Really? You don't want to look at his ledgers? Alright. Here we go.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
Ledger. Called it. Ooh. Hello. That's the other one.
The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
I'll take that. And this. Hello, Kenneth. I remember you once told me about 3 pieces of golden jewelry with ram heads from ancient Greece. You still got them, right? Well, good news for you. I found a man loaded with money who's crazy about those jewels. He's ready to fork out a small fortune. I can arrange a meeting with this money bag for you, but I want you to cut me in on the deal. I'll be waiting for you at the crossing of Great Alley and Half Moon Street on Sunday evening before the fireworks. Brian Vercotti, the other dead man. And we have a clue. 2 victims, Butler's jewels and long lost art. No. 2 victims. Alrighty, what do we got here? The search for the missing Hellenistic treasures could be the motive for the crime. The ring is still missing. Okay, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Long lost common statement. Different shots. Long lost art, 2 victims. Those don't go together? What? You're kidding me. Common statement, 2 victims. No. Different shots. No. Long lost art. Ah. Okay. We'll come back to this. Okay, I haven't finished examining here, have I? Oh, maybe I did. No longer says to check out at the pawn shop. Have I examined everything here? Let's look at these shelves again.
Crampons and...
Crampons. Weird. Okay, shelves. That's been examined. Alright, I guess we're going to Scotland Yard then, you guys. Unless there's something outside to investigate around the corner. Sir, are you carrying crickets? What's down here? What is this? What is it? Gates. Oh. Alright, let's go to Scotland Yard.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
All right, Lestrade, I will go investigate his personal belongings, and just a heads up that I will be taking things out of your evidence room. So, just, that's how I roll.
So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder. Two out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Okay.
A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting.
Alrighty. So we got a clue here. Let's connect some synapses. Leighton's revolver and 2 what's lootless? 2 victims. Kenneth Butler and Brian Vercotti were the victims of a double murder carried out by one person. I don't know that. Different shots. Oh, but 2 victims. Leighton's revolver. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots, as in fact 3 shots were made? At first a single shot was fired, and then 2 guns fired simultaneously directly afterwards? What? Where did that come from? Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots as they were made from different points in Half Moon Street. Really? I don't know if I agree with either one of those theories. Let's see. Long Lost Art and Lootless? No. Alright. Weird. Weird. Alrighty, let's go talk to this poor kid. Who's that guy over there? I want to talk to him.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Hey, we didn't examine that flower lady when we talked to her.
Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
I say boo.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man.
So here's what I think. The bad guy, the third man, shot one dude in the head, and then the other guy with his gun shot back, and they shot at each other at the same time. Maybe that's what happened. That's my guess.
Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps it's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Oh, God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Alrighty, I want to go back and look at something he said. So where's the... dialogue with Scotland Yard. I want to see about the... I missed a part where he talked about the silhouette. He's wearing a jacket. He's quite average in size and weight. Okay. Alright, so... let's see what we got here. Leighton's statement and old acquaintance. No. Lootless. No. Leighton's revolver. No. Oh my gosh. Lootless. Two victims, old acquaintance? No. Sheesh, I don't know how to connect these. Alright, let's just keep going then. How do I get out of here? Oh, I am out of here. Alright, what am I doing? Solve the crime at Half Moon Street. What do we got here? Okay, all of my evidence is accounted for. So I've got to put some pieces together. Alright. The person whom Leighton describes in his statement is a figment of his own imagination created to vindicate himself. I don't think that's true. Maybe simultaneous shots? Reenact crossfire at Half Moon Street. Alright, let's go to Half Moon Street, you guys, and reenact a crossfire.